the 15 for short yardage. And the UNLV defensive line, they expect to be a lot better this year. They have some junior college transfers. One of those is Anton Palapoy, JC All-American last year. The linebackers led by James Sunia, the junior from Hawaii, one of the top tacklers in Rebel history, and one of the best corner covers in all of America. Kevin Thomas, the junior from Sacramento, leads the secondary. On second down, out of the shotgun, Rosenfels keeps it, tries to turn the corner, and has good yardage up near a first down. That's something we didn't see from him much last week, with 6 rushing yards against Ohio. Rosenfels wants to throw, going deep on the sideline, and Thomas had his man covered beautifully. They were trying to get it to Chris Anthony.
Yeah, he's not a guy you want to throw at very much, or he's going to come up with a big play. One of the best cover corners in the entire United States.
Player of the year in the Mountain West Conference. Second and 10, 3 wideouts in the set this time. They'll run the option. And Haywood has nowhere to go. And immediately by Shanga Wilson, the junior transfer out of Chaffee College.
Shanga Wilson with the tackle.
In last year's meeting out in Las Vegas, Iowa State basically just ran straight at UNLV. Darren Davis had 208 yards. They only threw the ball 11 times in that game. Complete to Moses, and he's drilled. Big hit defensively out there by Randy Black, the senior out of Las Vegas.
And this guy is a hitter, as we just saw. He played outside linebacker last year. Now he's back to his natural position at strong safety, and they're just in man coverage, and you see the drive he has right here in the explosion. That is a form tackle, picture perfect tackle, and Randy Black is one of the leaders of this UNLV defense.
Randy Black's idol growing up was Ronnie Lott, and John Robinson brought Ronnie Lott into Las Vegas this spring to address the team during spring drills, and he got a thrill out of that. Drive continues from the UNLV 40. Haywood on a deep handoff. They plugged up the middle for the most part against Haywood. Ahmad Miller, the junior defensive tackle out of Bradenton, Florida, there to make the stop that time.
Play, second and 10 from the 40.
Miller transferred into the program last year from Southwest Mississippi College. Started 10 games last year, had 36 tackles. Our referee today is Steve Juszczyk. Now John Robinson will be faced with 3rd and 16. Thomas, a left-hander, fires it complete on the sideline. Nice catch by Nate Turner, and he's got a first down. Great route and a great delivery by Thomas.
And what a throw by Jason Thomas. We'll take a look at the receiver, and you see he's just going to come up, get first down yardage, and break to the outside, and the ball is right where it needs to be. No one can catch that ball except for the receiver, and that's a great job of throwing by Jason Thomas, but also a great job of route running by the receiver, Nate Turner, to get first down yardage and play against this big defensive line of Iowa State.
From the shotgun. On 3rd and 8, Thomas quarterback draw. Big hole. First down and more. He might go. Jason Thomas cuts it back at the 10. He's in. Touchdown. No penalty flags down, and Jason Thomas has shocked him here at Ames, Iowa.
Just adjusted his cadence a little bit and got those guys to jump off sides.
Yep. Nice job by the senior quarterback, a veteran player right there. Moses in motion again. They'll swing it to him out of the backfield. Makes one man miss and dives ahead to the 39-yard line, tripped up by Kevin Thomas.
And as you said, Iowa State is opening up their offense a little bit. They just trying to get Moses outside. You see they just throw the quick screen to try to let him use his speed out there. But Kevin Thomas, you see right there, number 28, does a good job of coming up and containing the run. Even though he doesn't make that tackle, he turns the ball inside to the pursuit. Ben, every guy has got to be fundamentally sound.
Rosenfels picks up 8 on the first down option play. Now on play action. Looking over the middle. Looking for Anthony. He was open earlier, but good coverage by Amar Briscoe to close the gap.
Yeah, great job by the entire secondary of UNLV, especially Amar Briscoe, who follows his man all the way across the football field. When you got to play man-to-man coverage as long as he just did, it is very, very difficult to do. Coach McCartney.
Wagner, the freshman, the lone setback. They want to set up a little screen play out to Wagner, and it's broken up as he's pushed out of bounds. Briscoe was there again. You know, John Robinson told us yesterday, Amar Briscoe, he doesn't certainly get the notoriety that Kevin Thomas on the other side does, but he says he's a
responsibility.
Wagner got hammered down at the line of scrimmage. Anton Palapoy, the JC All-American, there to make the stop. We've seen both teams here in this first quarter, JC, come up with some huge third down conversions to keep these drives alive.
Yeah, and for UNLV, as we just talked about, Palapoy and Brickell.
Quick drop, fade route, looking for Anthony, broken up. Played beautifully by Kevin Thomas. Yeah, you're right, everybody executed on that play, but Thomas had the last word, and that'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
And you see that ball is right where it needs to be, but Kevin Thomas does a good job of using his hands.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in a ball game before. The head coach taking a seat with his new quarterback, and Nate Turner has joined the discussion now. I think you're right, just trying to get them to relax a little bit. It's a good move by John Robinson. Clones will have 2nd and 10. Rosenfels draw play to Haywood. He's been shut down for the most part.
Haywood, the ball carrier,
and a nice play defensively that time by the Rebels.
And coming in, the interior of that defensive line was a concern, but they're actually doing well. You see, they try to run the ball inside on the sprint draw, but there's nothing there. The problem has been coming on the outside. The defensive ends and the outside backers have been losing contain, and that's something that they didn't expect. If they
and we're back in Ames, Iowa at halftime. The Rebels opening their season on the road today against Iowa State, and they trail at halftime 27-6. We've told you about the excitement surrounding this UNLV program with John Robinson. Here's a closer look. UNLV wanted to get its football program back on track, and John Robinson was just the man to get the job done.
You can see that as the recruiting is coming in. Robinson is just, his recruiting is unbelievable. From last year just to this year, you can just see the changes in strength, size, speed. It's just awesome to see that, and we're looking to have better years as always. But the thing is, we're going to be the surprise, I think.
Whether the Rebels are the surprise this year in the Mountain West or not, there's one thing Coach Robinson knows. He needs to be realistic in order to have a successful second season.
I think we need to improve our ability to compete. In several games last year, we were not competitive. We just couldn't match the opponent. I think this year we will match most opponents, at least with a chance to win. We may not be as strong, or some phase when we may not be as good. But I think we should go into every football game and say, hey, we can win this game. And that would be important for me. From a self-image standpoint, and building a program or being any kind of a performer or a competitor, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to build the skills necessary to win. We're in the process of doing that. We have more talent. I think the talent, there's some continuity from one year to the next, although we have a lot of new players. And if we can believe we're going to be competitive, then there's a good chance that we will be in each game we play.
Robinson's optimism, perspective, and coaching experience has given new life to his players, school, and community. An attitude UNLV has not had in years.
I think you need to establish a core. You need to say, hey, we're a team. We're all from different parts and different ideas, different places, but we have to become a core. We have to have core values pretty fast. That's easier said than done. I think it's one of the most difficult things in coaching now. Years ago, it was automatic. You know, oh boy, I'm on the team. You know, and I'll do whatever for the team. People don't say that now. Now, in the more established programs, it's expected, and you're more willing to do that. I think it's one of the things that goes wrong in the NFL. The weak teams in the NFL don't have an ethic. So we need to work very hard at that. We need to have these individuals come in here and buy in, join the team. I think when you look at our position in relation to defense or offense, probably harder to to move up in a defensive-oriented conference because the games the defensive teams have a little better control over the game. I think when you get in one of those wild kind of things where it's everybody scoring, you can, particularly if you have some skill like we do now, you can slip in there and sting somebody and get a couple of wins. But against the good defensive teams, that's the leveling part of this game. The quarterback and the defense are the two elements of this game that you'd better have.
Not only does Robinson understand the mechanics of the game, he understands what a program needs in order to be competitive.
He just brings so much more to the football team, the school, the community in general. His recruiting is just unbelievable. What he can do for the school, like we've had building improvements. We've had our practice field is, you know, almost brand new. It's the same field, but it's almost brand new now. You know, just certain things like that you see change, and the talent of athletes. There's so many things. It's just a step up, really. It's awesome.
And that says a lot about the turnaround Robinson has made. In just his first season as head coach, he pulled off one of the biggest upsets in school history when the 24-point underdog Rebels upset Wyoming by 3. Earlier, he brought UNLV their first win in 16 games against North Texas. And although they weren't a mere 3-8, he has earned the respect and loyalty a coach like John Robinson deserves.
It means a great deal to me, being able to play for Coach Robinson, seeing that he believes in us. He's treated us like men. That's something that he said he was going to do from jump, that he was going to come in and treat us like men, and if we didn't act like men, then we did ourselves a problem. We dug a hole for ourselves. So I think just being able to play for the legendary John Robinson has just been enough for me.
Every time.
They'll roll the pocket on third down. Rosenfeld's looking deep for Moses. Broken out. Randy Black, the strong safety. Cyclones need the 49 of UNLV on this play. Moses is going to be well short. Randy Black in coverage that time, and Iowa State has spent this entire third quarter on this side of the field.
Yeah, and they've run this play a number of times. They just run the outside, but they've got 20 yards to make up to UNLV. They want them to catch this ball and come up and make the tackle and force them to punt the football. You don't want to
call 895 UNLV for tickets. Turner in motion, play action. Thomas looking deep over the middle. He's got Turner. He's on his way. Nate Turner.
Take another look, and you see the play action just holds the linebackers, and he just lays the ball out there. But what I like is he put some air under this ball, just laid it up there and let Nate run under it, and Nate catches it and just takes it to the house. But as you said earlier, Ben, defense, they've come in and they've stiffened up this second half and given the offense good field position every time, and now they've capitalized on it.
Ray Chitani has it teed up once again. The line to make the 22-yard line. Thomas going deep, looking for Turner. Touchdown.
Almost pass complete.
And UNLV burns him deep once again, and Nate Turner has his second touchdown of the day.
And that's the man to go to. He's the big receiver, 6'3", and he goes after the football. You're going to see Nate Turner just run the corner route right here and try to get behind the cornerback, and you see the corner right there is caught underneath the receiver, and that's not where you want to be.
Rosenfels is thrown for 274 yards. Closing in on a 300-yard effort this afternoon. This time they'll stay on the ground, and Hayward's hammered in the backfield by Ahmad Miller. A loss of 4 on the play.
They've got to really feel good about this defense this second half. These guys are in Iowa State's backfield, and you see Ahmad Miller right there just fights off the double team and runs through there and makes the tackle. And, you know, that's big number 76, Lorenzo White, all 360 pounds of him that Ahmad Miller just handles on that play.
Miller has been a handful in this second half for that Iowa State offensive line. Second and long, deep drop, and picked up by UNLV. Randy Black picks it up off the turf at the 36-yard line.
And boy, this is a tale of two halves, Ben, because you know, the first half UNLV was turning the ball over, and now Iowa State starts to do the same. You see Rosenfeld, they got that pressure on him. He doesn't get his feet set and just throws the ball up for grabs, and Randy Black comes down with it. But the thing that causes this interception right now.
2nd down and 7. Haywood, the lone setback this time. As Moses comes in motion, they'll give it to Haywood, and he stopped for no gain. Maybe even lost a yard in the play.
This defense is really playing well this second half, Ben. They came out of the locker room. They're aggressive. They're running around. And, you know, that man right there, Randy Black, is one of the reasons why. He's been all over the football field making plays. And, you know, he's one of the leaders of this defense.
At midfield, they were able to eat up some time off the clock. Hard count by Rosenfels. And they hand it to Haywood. At the 22-yard line by Kevin Thomas.
Yeah, he takes a shot down there by Kevin Thomas. And see, Ben, you said those cornerbacks don't like to hit, but Kevin Thomas comes up with a huge hit right here on Haywood, that we'll see right there, and just levels him. And see, some of those cornerbacks do like to hit. The problem with that is that it's 10 yards down. And there's Ennis Haywood. 29 rushes, 108 yards, and he deserves a blow over there, Ben, because he's had some big runs in this second half, especially in this last drive where they've had to control the ball and the clock.
He's gotten a lot of those yards here in this 4th quarter. After being slowed early on, Wagner loses one on the play. Scott Parker's the JC transfer, the first-team All-American out of Long Beach City College, made the tackle. And Iowa State, Sage Rosenfels hangs on to win it 37-22. For J.C. Pearson, I'm Ben Boyle saying so long, everybody. Iowa State wins it 37-22.
We're out here at Sam Boyd Stadium Live. You know, it's been almost 2 years since UNLV has actually won a game here at the at the Sam Boyd Stadium. That's the Runnin' Rebels over the Thomas and Mack. It's been 2 years, a long 2 years. But they did show some promise. Nate Turner is joining me now. And Nate, first off, in that game that you had against Iowa State, of course, you did come away with the defeat, but there seems to be a lot more confidence with the offense. How much confidence was there inside that huddle on Saturday as the game progressed, as you scored, and with Jason Thomas calling the shots?
Well, I believe, first off, we had the jitters coming out for our first game. Jason, you know, we had to get him together and settle him down at first. And then, you know, as the second half came to us, and he started getting more confidence and completing some of those long balls.
All right, Randy Black, the team did surrender a lot of points, 37 on Saturday to Iowa State. What adjustments has to be made before this team finally gets itself in sync with its defense?
I think we just needed time to gel. We needed a couple of quarters to get the nervousness out of us and the nervous energy for us to be able to compete. And I think that second half proved that we are a competitive team.
Will this team then be running on all cylinders after North Texas this Saturday?
They say after the first game and the second game is when a team grows the longest or gets better the best. So I figure we'll have a great game this home game.
All right, let's talk about the Eagles. We've got the big man, John Greer, over here in the lazy boy chair here. And John, you have North Texas on Saturday. Then you have the big matchup, first conference game, BYU the following Saturday. You're heavy favorites going in against North Texas. How do you not overlook this team that doesn't present the biggest of challenge to what's ahead with the bigger challenge and the why?
Well, we do have a lot harder games than North Texas, but that doesn't mean we can't improve on a lot of mistakes because, you know, Iowa State, we probably should have won that game if we just eliminate some of the detail mistakes. So North Texas is the next step in eliminating those mistakes and getting better.
All right, now while you're going to be busy out here on Saturday night, Ron